Hello.
Hello, hello, Steven. Can you hear me?
I can. Welcome to the Let's Get It show.
Yeah, we are live, just waiting on Rafa, and we'll get started.
I know, I can't wait. This is gonna be fun. I'm just watching the draft right now.
Yeah, I'm
so
getting
the
the live updates on my phone.
yeah, the Patriots drafted a guy out of Lenore Ryan with the fifth pick in the second round. Whew.
The Dolphins drafted some offensive lineman who was out like half the season, but he still made all Sun Belt conference. So let's see
I
how that
saw that.
goes.
Yeah, that guy. He went to Louisiana Lafayette. He's a big dude.
All
I
right,
mean,
all right. We got our first guest, Samuel. What's up? What's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
hello, Samuel. That's a great name. Ooh, oh wow,
We-
Rafa has appeared.
We're just waiting for our third host, and we'll get the show started.
I think he's here, man.
Have I appeared? Can y'all hear
Yes,
me?
yeah. All right, all right. Looks like we're all here. Let's get the show on the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 47 of the Let's Get It show. We're going to do things a bit differently today. I don't know if you guys been looking at our promotion videos and our posts throughout the week, but yes, we are live. We are using Podbean Live for episode 47. Don't worry, we'll still archive it and send it out in case you can tune in to our live stream. And our first guest, Samuel, Stevie B, left my truck trashed. What's that about, Steven? What's going on with that?
Ooh, oh, that's my uncle. I can't believe he's actually on here. Yeah, I mean, I did some things. I was a young kid. I don't really want to talk about it. I may or may not have drank that man's water out in the desert in Arizona, where it's really hot. You need that water. I may or may not have done that. But at this point, I guess I can take the time to. If I did do it, I'm sorry. But I don't think I actually did drink all of it. So at least
How do I sound?
that.
How's the mic sound? I know we were having problems before.
You sound great.
Sound good? All right, John the Jet, John Cervera, our show's representative, has joined the show. What's up, baby? What's going on, John?
Ooh, John. I
John
love
has
me.
joined the show.
I love me some Jared. A representation. I will say, just for John, I've been speaking with quite a few lawyers at work, and I have found out that, you never know what you're gonna get when you talk to a lawyer, man. I'm glad that John. I'm not gonna say anything bad about John though, because John is definitely one of the lawyers that I would really get along with. Obviously, because we're friends. But
Yeah.
I digress.
But yeah, so what's going on with you, Rafa? What's up, man?
Not much, man. Just working hard. I don't know if I told you guys, but I've been working with a broken desk chair. So,
Oh, damn. How's
Oh,
that?
yeah,
I thought you were about to
yeah,
say
boy.
broken neck.
Nah, man, it feels like my neck's broken and my back decimated as all hell.
Oh yeah,
The thing
hold a
is,
broken
I
chair.
want to this is such a fucking first world problem. I want to buy a new one so fucking bad, but I
Yeah.
can't because I'm one of these people that wants to be hands on and try the chair out and make sure that
Oh, so when you
can't.
buy a mattress, do you have to go lay on the mattress?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so gross. That's so gross.
Hey,
Think
come
about
on. What do
that.
you mean?
How many people been laying on that mattress? Like that have come
Yeah,
in there
well,
and tested those
You're not
beds out.
sleeping in it. You're just spending power like max. Like, let's give a time frame for when testing out a mattress. At most, I'm probably like 10 to 15 seconds on it just to be like, okay, this is how it feels. This is how it's going to be like. And that's it. I'm not sleeping. I'm not spending the night in the mattress store.
Well,
Unless,
I'm
it's
just saying,
like
like, it's kind of gross.
okay, when you go to get new clothes, do you try the clothes on?
Yeah, but I am one of those
Yeah.
people that I'll try a pair on and then buy a different pair. Like I'm that weird. Like I've done that multiple times in
Gotcha.
my life. Just make sure it's the same size, obviously, but not use the ones.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I don't know
right.
if that's something that's probably frowned upon, but I don't care. Never hurt nobody.
all in the pursuit of the properly fitting pants.
Here's a good one. What about the people that go try on shoes without socks on?
Ugh.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
I can't stand that. I always, yeah, like, if I know I'm going to go shopping for shoes, I gotta bring socks, man. You got to bring socks. Even if you wear those loafers that don't wear socks, I always bring one always bring a pair just in case. That's gross, man. That I won't do. That's for sure, Steve. But all right, guys. So let's keep the show on a roll a bit. We got more guests filing in, tuning in on the show. We thank you guys for tuning in for our first ever live stream episode. And yeah, my buddy Reese Williams, we go way back to our FIU days. Yeah, Reese, we're gonna talk about the draft. We're gonna update the second round of the draft as well. I got it on live stream here on my phone, so we're gonna be updating little by little. But yeah, for our listeners who watched the first round of the draft, let us know what you guys thought about your team's picks. Obviously, as a Dolphins fan, I'm happy. Obviously, the Dolphins needed to get Tua, even if they didn't want to. They needed to get Tua because if not, you're gonna disappoint a lot of people here in South Florida. But yeah, Reese, John, anyone else tuning in, let us know what you guys think. I know John's a massive Jets fan. I'm sorry. But, so let us know how your teams did. I know Reese is a huge Eagles fan. So let's see how you guys did in the draft. Let us know what you guys think. But in the meantime, okay, well, Eagles shit the bed with no getting either Justin Jefferson or T. Higgins. I agree. Jefferson was somebody I think they really needed for the draft and for their team to bolster their squad. But let's see, man. The Eagles still relying on Wentz. They see they see if they can keep carrying them. But yeah, Steven, let's talk about the Patriots a little bit with you and your team.
Yeah,
what's going on? No first round pick, man.
Well, we moved out of the first round. No big surprise there. Moved back like 8 picks or so or something like that. Might have been more. It might have been more than that, but it's only about 15, I think, at the most. And they drafted a guy. I think they wanted to draft the safety out of Alabama, who got drafted ahead of him, which is ironic because it's Joe Judge, who's the Giants coach now, and he was with the Patriots for a long time. And they drafted the kid out of Alabama. I think that's who the Patriots might have wanted to get. And the Patriots, I feel bad because I don't really know the guy's name yet, but he went to Lenore-Ryan University, which is out in western North Carolina, kind of middle of nowhere kind of thing. So Division II. I mean, the kid's definitely a great athlete. I mean, he dominated Division II. It was just very interesting that we decided to make that pick right there, considering there's a lot of talent on the board. But you know what? I got to trust in Bill. I mean, we've won nothing but Super Bowls under Bill Belichick, and, we don't have Tom Brady anymore. I understand that. It's kind of a sore subject. I want to make sure that we don't hit.
So we're going to get to that later on with his partner in crime.
Yeah, and the whole draft thing for the Patriots is we're going to draft a bunch of players, and half of them won't make the team. That's usually how it goes.
Right.
We do have a lot of third-round picks, though, which I'm excited about. We got like 5 third-rounders right now, which is cool. So we'll be able to pick like back-to-back to back-to-back.
I want to talk about something about the draft really quick before we move on with the show is the running back position. I don't think a running back was drafted in the first round. Now, obviously,
I don't think so, yeah.
My buddy Reese, I want to get your take on this as well. Why has the running back position been diminished in the NFL, or is maybe this draft was just some different approach for teams to pick up different players? Number 32 was running back from LSU. So yeah, the final pick in the first round. But then again, it took that long for a running back to be picked in the first round. And was the running back position that bad this year in college football? I don't think it was.
I just don't think NFL teams put a lot of value into it, man. They don't really unless you're a game changer at that position. It's like whatever you play running back, you can do only certain things. But I mean, the real thing is at running back is if you're good, you have to be able to last. Like if you're good and only can play like 8 games a season, that doesn't really do you a whole lot. That's kind of like the issue I think with the running back position in the NFL is it's so tough on you physically that if you can't last. It's almost like it's not even worth playing it, or teams aren't going to be really invested in those guys. Because, I mean, if you can only play half the games or you miss a certain set of games every year just because of the physical impact, I mean, you have to take that into consideration if you're an NFL team. I think that's something the Patriots definitely take into account when getting running backs is guys that can play game in, game out.
And I think one of your buddies tuned in the show, Jacoby, welcome to the show. He says, Pats are done. Bills mafia.
Yeah. This man's about to trash me because he's a huge Bills fan. Thanks for joining, Jacob.
And I want to get to John's point about the Packers using the pick they traded with the Dolphins to get Jordan Love. Now, hear this. When Aaron Rodgers was drafted, Aaron Rodgers is the same age that Brett Favre was when they drafted the next QB. So I feel like, I don't know what they're trying to say about the Packers organization trying to say about Aaron Rodgers, but by getting Jordan Love, but maybe the writing's on the wall a bit for Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he's got plenty left in the tank, but I just find it's a big coincidence. Motivation as well. I just feel like it's a big coincidence. The age, the Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre are the same age when their next man up was drafted. So Yeah, I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty interesting as well. But yeah, we're gonna keep on continuing with the draft, but we're gonna progress with the show. And Rafa, I know you wanted to talk about something real quick about some natural disasters going on in Central Florida. What's going on, man?
Man, well, I did hear from a friend in Tampa there was a tornado somewhere near over there, but anyone who's around North and Central Florida, yesterday we got a whole bunch of tornado warnings and stuff like that, and I don't know. I usually don't take it super seriously, but that was the wrong move. You should definitely
Mm-hmm.
take tornadoes seriously. So of course, for the first time ever, I just hunkered down in my bathroom and I chilled with my
Oh, for
computer for
real?
a little while. Yeah, I did. I don't know if I, it's weird because you try not to panic, but
Right.
my sister lives here in town and she was like texting us and stuff like that, and she was like, "You guys should probably take shelter. Y'all live on a third floor. You guys have no basement. Where are you gonna hide from a tornado? So best place to go is the bathroom." So that was kind of shitty. And then they were saying that throughout the whole morning and everything, there was going to be more thunderstorms, but thankfully, it seems like they didn't come around this way. So everybody out there, tornadoes are some serious shit. So let's
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
saying a whole bunch of other
I've
shit.
never seen one, man, except in movies and stuff. But that's something in South Florida we don't worry about more the hurricanes and whatnot. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
We
think
Tornadoes.
that's
I'm
an
scared of
issue.
tornadoes. If I ever see a tornado, like, and I know, like they say it's going to be hitting down in South Florida, I'm going to shit my pants. I'm not going to lie.
we uh we can't all be Joe Exotic, and like be on the side of the road looking at the tornado. Y'all, I did watch Tiger King, by the way.
You
That's a
saw
great
Tiger
scene.
King.
Yes, it's
I
a
did.
great
I
scene.
did.
I'm
I
so
forgot to
happy.
mention
I
it.
did
I
understand
did.
that, but a guy like Joe Exotic just staring at tornadoes, thinking he's Mixer Paxton from the show Twister. I mean, from the movie Twister. That's not
Oh
him.
yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
can't be chasing tornadoes out there. That's no good. That's no good. But yeah, I just want
Yeah.
to give a quick shout out to my friend Arlette for joining the show. Welcome, Arlette. Thanks for tuning
Welcome.
in. But yeah, let's continue. Let's continue on a bit. Oh wait, John, been scared of Twister since the late '90s. Since the movie, yeah, John, that movie scared me a bit too when I
John.
was younger. Yeah.
Yeah. They had an
And
incredible
CJ,
ride at the
welcome CJ to the
oh,
show.
CJ.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
let us
know.
know
This man's
while we
about to start
continue with the
talking some
show.
trash.
Give us your takes on the NFL draft. Like, let us know what's going on as well in the upcoming rounds while we could continue with the show, and we'll love to talk about it. But yeah, that being said, what do you guys think about the promo videos? Like, I'm asking. This is a question to all our listeners right now. How did I look in those in that cheetah print? I don't even know cheetah leopard. How did I look in those tights? I want to know about that. I knew those tights or those leggings, I guess, will come in handy one day. I just didn't know when was the right time to pull them out. But thank you, Joe Exotic. I've been ugly since FIU. I know that. I haven't blossomed, and I used to tell myself I was a late bloomer, but no, there's just something got to live with it. And see, you could use some squats to fill out those tights, man.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to see the squats. I mean, we saw the push-ups.
Yeah, the pushes were no good. The squats, we'll get. I gotta call my trainer Stevie B to help me out with that.
For real. I mean,
Wild and yes, I
virtual.
was. I felt wild in those tights. Yes, you're damn right. I felt wild in those.
I didn't
tights.
realize they were tights. I thought they were just like really.
No, they were
tight,
leggings.
like-
There was.
Oh,
I don't know,
jeez.
man. They were like leggings, but obviously I got them in the female department. I'm not gonna lie about that. I think God they don't. I'm thank God they don't sell that for men, because no man should be seen with that. And I'm surprised it still fit me though, as tight as they were.
Damn. Was that for like 80s night?
It was for an 80s night, yeah, man. Even though I don't know, like, it was a buddy's idea to wear that for like an 80s party, even though I know for a fact those cheetah print leggings weren't a thing in the 80s. But if that's what all my friends were going to do it, then yeah, I'm going to jump off that bridge with them.
Oh, man. Don't say that.
Oh, well. Okay, well, let's just stick with the topic of football. And I know Steven doesn't want to harp on this a bit, but I gotta mention this. And I think we gotta talk about this. Stevie B,
Don't do it to me.
your boy Gronk, he's taking his talents not down to South Beach, but to Tampa, Florida, joining his buddy Tom Brady with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Stevie B, how do you feel? First Tom Brady, now Gronk. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Well, first of all, I saw something really funny the other day. It was like, we're just going to call it the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. And so I'm just going to call them that. They're the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers for the
I like it.
the time that they play. Yeah, like, I think it's cool. Like, two things. As a Patriots fan, it's actually probably a beneficial thing because we got rid of him. We had nothing while he was retired, right? We trade
Mhm.
him now, we get a 4th round pick. That's better than nothing before then, right? So that's not like the end all be all. The fact that the way it went down, I think, was more of I think Gronk was like, I think I can play, and I was like, and he was like, well, where would I play? I want to play with Tom, and I was like, I wonder if I can get that, if I can have that happen, and then that's what happened. Like he got it done. I'm sure Bill Belichick wasn't too upset, other than, I mean, obviously he wants to have Gronk on his team, but if he wasn't going to play with anybody, oh no, Marina has joined. Welcome, Marina. Thank you for coming. But what I was saying about Gronk, that man, I think he just wanted to play football again, and he thinks he can, and so he wanted to play with Tom Brady, and they made it happen. So I'm excited for that. I think it's going to work out really well. Um, I hope to God that it's not a terrible disaster. Like that's the only thing that I'm worried about. Is if it's a disaster, then that's not going to look good for anybody. But
I feel like they got pretty good tight ends. What's one of the tight ends for the Bucks? I think his name's
oh,
Howard.
they have OJ Howard and then
Yeah.
Connor Braith. So they have a Connor Braith's pretty good blocking tight end, and then OJ Howard's pretty athletic. But the thing is there's all kind of rumors about them wanting to either cut OJ Howard or maybe trade him. And then I think the GM might have said something about, or somebody, one of the personnel people said that maybe they wanted to see the two of them. I mean, Gronk and OJ Howard play together. That'd be a pretty lethal combination. The thing is I don't understand how Tampa Bay is going to do all this in a year or 2 years. Like if they don't get it done in 2 years, then they're pretty much done. I don't see it lasting longer than that. Now that gives them a really short window, so I'm guessing that they're going to mortgage the farm on this draft. I think they already moved up once to get somebody they wanted.
Yeah.
I know they just picked somebody else too. I don't remember who it was, but they did just pick. Um, it's interesting. It's going to be almost like a football experiment. I think is can you just throw a guy in to a brand new system, brand new team with all new teammates, who's a great player, and can he just make it happen? You know, this is something like this kind of reminds me almost Brett Favre when he went to Minnesota.
Minnesota? Yeah.
It was like almost the same thing. It's like, can he come in and still dominate? I think it's going to happen for at least a year. Hopefully, I mean, maybe longer. You don't know, but the interesting thing would be is if they win, what does Brady do if they win? Does he just, I'm the best ever, like I'm quitting now, or does he just keep playing? That's the thing. Is if he does it with 2 teams, what else does he need to prove? And he did it like basically in 1 year. I mean, the thing is if he pulls it off now, I mean, that's like no one's topping that. Like no one's topping that. I don't think anybody will, at least for a while.
And Reese makes a good point that a tight end is the future of football. I totally agree. Every season you see more and more tight ends being more of I guess catching passes instead of like being relied just to block. They're being more utilized in the offense, and I think it's great for football, just showing how dynamic players can be year after year and how athletic that this position can be. Because tight ends are big guys, but they show Gronkowski I guess defied all logic with his play. With being able to block, but as well as not playing the short game and even the long game for some for passes with Brady. And I feel like his companionship with Brady is going to be so impactful with the Bucks because he's going to be able to share with the rest of the Bucks, excuse me, about what Brady's all about, and just show like his demeanor, how he plays day in and day out. And Brady's gonna have somebody to hang out with on the flights and stuff. He's gonna have his buddy. He's gonna have his buddy at the end of the day. And I feel like it's kind of like the LeBron Wade dynamic. It's gonna be like you're playing with your friend, and you're gonna be a lot more comfortable instead of going in a completely new system, not really knowing anybody, just more on a personal level than on a player-to-player level. But yeah. I know, Steven, that we're talking about the Patriots in a way, and I know it sucks, but we're gonna have to continue with some Boston sports later on in the show because the Red Sox they were up to no good as well, and the verdict finally came out with their punishment. But I'm gonna put that on hold for a bit, and we're gonna leave it to our listeners right now about questions. So this is your time to bring up to the show any fan questions you guys have, anything you guys want to talk about, any topics. Or anything you guys want to bring up, now's the time to do it. We'd love to have your participation on the show. So let's have it. Let's hear what you guys got to say. It can be football related, it can be draft related, it can be about anything you guys want. I know we got some. Can we talk about war room setups? Oh yeah,
I love it.
Definitely.
Yes, this is so good.
This is something new, obviously, with the whole coronavirus out. That GMs and coaches have to be remote at their home. and still figure out, okay, who are we going to draft? What's the game plan if this person gets drafted, and then who's next? And that communication has a huge factor because you're not in the same room as them. But Stevie B, what's your take on the War Room setups for the draft?
There's a lot to get into here. So everybody, I guess, last night was kind of freaking out because David Gettleman, the GM of the Giants, had like his mask on inside, and everybody's like, "What the fuck's this guy doing?" But he, I guess, had lymphoma, and so he's at high risk for this stuff. And so that was one thing that was just because it's different. That's one thing that came up. So some of the unique things that I've seen, I will say, there's some people flexing pretty hard. You realize how much some of these people make.
Yeah.
I think the best one is probably what's the guy that's the head coach of Arizona? Clyde Christensen, maybe? No,
I think
no. That's a quarterback's coach in Tampa, I think. Who's the guy? Cliff Kingsbury, that guy.
Kingsbury, yeah.
He had pretty dope setup out there. I think probably in Arizona or California, one of the two. I mean, but that looked pretty cool. What he had, yeah, Kingsbury. There you go. Thank you, Bub. I will say, yeah, the Jacob thinks that Cliff setup was pretty cool. Yeah, he said he was hot. He'd be hot and bothered if I was a chick. Dang. Well, thanks for that addition.
What I found hilarious was
what I'm saying.
What I found hilarious is that like the players, especially the ones like in the top 10, like they pretty much know who like what team are gonna draft them. As soon as their name was announced and like on TV, like all of a sudden they pull out a hat of the team they're gonna play for already. It's like, oh, look at that, we already had the hat. And all the gear already in the house, but it was just like they're trying to make it as real and as like I guess as like draft oriented as possible. But I just found it hilarious that like as soon as a name was announced, bam, they already had the shirt on, the hat is like obviously they know, but they have to try to make it as surprising as possible. And yeah, you can obviously see all the setups these coaches and GMs and owners have at their house and stuff. And some people showed more than they, all you got to show is yourself and your laptop and your desk. But some people
Belichick wasn't even in the screen. Belichick wasn't even in the screen when they said they announced the pick. It was so funny. They have his dog sitting in the chair. Good.
Okay, we're gonna go a little bit off topic here. We got CJ saying,
here we go.
You've been given an elephant. You can't give it away or sell it. What would you do with the elephant?
Man, I'm Doc Ansel on it, man. That's me and that elephant are going on a spiritual journey together.
Yeah, he had that Doc Ansel guy.
Everything I possibly can.
He had some weird relationships with the animals and that weird cult thing he had. We got into that, but yeah, I was about to say that, Reese. Elephant as a new mode of transportation. Yeah, I'll be the coolest guy or the weirdest, depending how you view it. But either way, I'll get a lot of attention just riding an elephant through my neighborhood and going to school and going to work and whatnot. But yeah, my first option was to give it away to always people I can trust, not to do anything wrong with the elephant. But I don't think my backyard's big enough.
That thing needs a lot of space. Yeah, it needs a lot of space. It's almost like getting a tiger. I mean, obviously, that's probably actually harder than having a tiger, but you know what I'm saying? That thing needs some roaming area. It definitely would not work here in the Carolinas. Could not pull that off, I don't think. But
honestly,
okay, what's our favorite way? What's our favorite way of? Wait, Rafa, you're gonna say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think since I can't give it away or sell it, I would just try to get my apartment complex to stop putting chlorine in the pool, and I would just take the elephant to the pool. So it could live in the pool. It could be our complex mascot. We could pick a name for it, and then it would probably not end well once it stomps a child or something. But anyway.
I'm loving CJ right now.
Yeah, man. See, out of the three of us, you got the biggest plot of land to keep an elephant, and then you got the big.
No, I don't though. It's not very big.
But you have at least a way to give it water. You have a huge, lake, behind your house that you can just That's true. Something. That's something. We got another question from Marina. Favorite way to spend your Saturday during quarantine? It might sound a bit of a basic response, but just watching, literally binge watching anything I find interesting on Netflix. Now, Netflix. I have a love-hate relationship with Netflix because it has a huge array of stuff to watch. But I don't like any of it. You get me? It's just a lot of crap out there. There's a lot of stuff to watch, but I'm watching Ozark, so that's what I'm doing. I'm spending.
That's what I'm watching too.
So Marina, if you haven't seen Ozark, I also finished watching a miniseries, Waco. It's about the Waco, shooting in Texas in the early '90s. But obviously, you can just go on the internet and look up what happened. But I don't know. I just never really knew much about it, so I've been watching that. Schitt's Creek is hilarious. I'm watching Schitt's Creek right now, CJ. It's on season 3. So Marina, if you're into comedy, if you're into something funny, Schitt's Creek is the way to go. Ozark as well. What about you guys? Any other recommendations to watch on Netflix?
I've been watching Ozark. I've been watching Ozark. Been very satisfied. I think it's like one of the better, I guess, written shows. Plus, Jason Bateman's not terrible.
He's not.
I do like this third. I just started the third season, and apparently it gets crazier from where I'm at. I think I'm on episode 3 or something like that. But yeah, it's past the time. It's fitting the bill for a Netflix series. It's gonna suck once I run out of it though, because like what you said, like there's just so much crap out there.
Exactly, man. And Reese, you make a hell of a point. Avatar: The Last Airbender comes to Netflix on May 15th. That's gonna be amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And my mom, thank you for the recommendation. Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
If you're into it, my mom first saw the movie when it came out recently, and then she started watching the show. Started binge watching the show.
It's definitely a special one.
Yeah, Money Heist is great. I heard a lot of good things about it, Marina. So I'm gonna start actually watching. It's on my list already. Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu is great too. I haven't seen it. I've been seeing the promos about it, but I'll give it a shot. That's what I've been doing. To answer your question definitively is that I have been watching different shows, but not like pulling through with them. Like I'm just like kind of like a trial and error process here. Just seeing what I like. CJ, The Boys on Amazon Prime. I finished the first season. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was a great outlook on a different take on how superheroes, I guess, that they really exist in today, how they would be perceived and how would they really act. It's something different, something that we probably don't see at all from the behavior of like what we see like in the Marvel movies and in the in DC as well.
Oh, what's up, Luis? My boy Luis has joined the show.
Hey, welcome to the show, buddy. Okay, we got a question from John, kind of sports related. Win-loss predictions for Chiefs, Pats, and Bucks.
Yes, Luis, we've been talking about Tiger King.
Luis, Tiger King is a type of topic that it can come in at any time.
At any time.
It just comes up whenever, because for some reason, as messed up as that show is, there's something relatable with your everyday life that you can revert back to that show. And I just find that hilarious. But yeah, let's try to get back to that question with John. Chiefs, Pats, and Bucks win-loss predictions. Who wants to take the lead on this first?
Go ahead, Rafa.
Frankly, I have no idea. I feel like I've been really disconnected.
Games.
Oh wait, no, isn't it more, or is that
16?
No, that's not till the next year. I think. That's
okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I'd heard of they increased the amount of games. Frankly, I have no idea. I feel like the Bucks are going to do pretty well given the people that they got around Tom Brady, and now they got Gronk over there defending his WWE title, because that's what he was doing before.
At any time.
Chiefs, man, I feel like, how far did they get this last year? I forgot.
They won the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl, buddy.
Oh my god. Well, that disqualifies me from continuing to answer this question. That's how forgetful I feel like I've been recently with sports not being around.
That's so true,
I don't think, if I might just say, I don't think the Chiefs will repeat or anything like that. It's very hard to do so in the NFL. So I think they'll fall short of getting there once again. And the Pats, honestly, I don't know. Steven's the best person to answer. Don't sleep on the Bucs defense, though.
I'm not sleeping on any of those 3 picks from John. Just to give my quick predictions, Bucs. I see them going 10-6. I see the Bucs going 10-6. Chiefs, I see them going 11-5. And Pats, I can see them squeezing their way into the playoffs. I'm not counting the Pats out just yet. There's also so much up in the air with every franchise because of what's going on right now. So, so I'm just gonna give them an 8-8, an 8-8, because of the division they're in. I feel like they can still squeak by, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to continue, kicking the dead horse for CBB out there.
Hey, I think we'd be lucky. The Patriots would be lucky to go 8-8. I would be probably happy with that. I think we were gonna probably try and get 10 wins. I think that would be the goal. I think if we get 10 wins, that'll be like really, really good season for us.
Right.
I don't think John the AFC East. I still think the Patriots still got them, no matter who's. Yeah, not for a couple of years, buddy. But and thank you, Alex. Thank you. They do. The
But
Jets do suck.
but yeah, Cedar does have a point. Edelman is Tom Hanks in Castaway. I
Yeah,
can see that.
I have a feeling if we don't do well, they're gonna trade him for like a first round pick to Tampa for like in the next year or something for like next year. I could see that.
Do you see the Patriots going in rebuild mode now?
Of course, yeah, of course.
You see
I think
it
that's,
just like full.
that's definitely. I don't think
Okay.
the thing is the Bill Belichick rebuild is not going to be like tear it all down. We're okay if we suck. It's going to be like
Retool then.
Let's try and be good and still try and play good football. And if we don't win games, it's fine as long as we're working on it like day in, day out, get better. Like that's his big thing is like, it's okay. Yeah, I understand. Like we do have to transition the team because we did have like the greatest quarterback of all time basically playing on our team before we'd be very stupid to think that we can just replicate everything and we'd be fine. But that being said, I mean, I think we're going to give it the hardest try and we're going to work and do the Bill Belichick things. And that's what's going to, I think, shine at the end of the day is going to be like, okay, well, so Brady's left, but the Patriots maybe don't drop in the level of play. Because honestly, last year, we probably could have won 2 games that we lost. The Chiefs' regular season game was a game we definitely could have won, but I'm not going to get into it. The referees decided we weren't going to win that one. But the thing is, it's like I just don't see us doing better than like 8-8, 500 basically.
Yeah, I was just being, it's nice.
If we do, like, I'm happy. Definitely happy if we do better than that. I think that's a realistic expectation, and something like that. And now for the Bucks, I think the Bucks are going to win 12 games at least.
Okay.
And then Chiefs. I think the Chiefs. I don't think they're set to have a big season unless like Mahomes gets hurt, or I think that would be a big issue. If they lose, the Chiefs have a lot of things. Like if people get hurt on their team, I don't think that they'll survive. But
they just got a lot of weapons, man.
They
And
do.
they didn't do so bad with Matt Moore at the helm. Shout out to Matt Moore, former backup QB for the Finns. But I feel like if they had something like last season that Mahomes out for a few games, I think more than 5, I think that's it. I think they're shit out of luck. But if it's like 2 to 3, they can rough it out and still, I think, make a playoff push because with all the weapons you have. But Stevie, you make a good point that if Mahomes and then maybe another offensive piece, maybe 1 or 2 go down for an extensive period of time, I think there goes the season because their defense isn't something to rely on. To be honest with you, I feel like they rely so heavily on Mahomes and on all their offensive weapons that's why they're so dominant. They just put up a lot of points that it's overwhelming for other teams, even with good defenses.
Yeah.
But Jacoby, I'm sorry, man. I'm a Dolphins fan through and through. I like the enthusiasm with the Bills, but I'm not hopping on that train, my friend. But yeah, I feel like the Bills are gonna probably be at the top of the division this season. But you can choo all the way, my man.
I think the funny thing is that man totally spelled my last name wrong, and we've been friends for a long time, and he still doesn't know how to spell my last name right. I think that's the best part.
Yeah, he did. He put Cheney. He put Cheney. Yeah.
With an A in there? Oh,
yeah, with
man.
an A.
I had to do it to him.
Here
we go.
Calling Jets 10-6 wild card play. Okay, John. You know what? And then you woke up. Okay.
Yeah, as you say, in what dream world do you live in, buddy?
Okay, so here's a quarantine
I
question.
can't spell your last name, Jacob. Oh God, here we go.
What's your go-to order at your favorite hometown restaurant? Well, they don't have Bojangles here in Miami, so I'm shit out of luck there. But okay, that's tough, man. We only in my family we've only ordered takeout a couple of times on the weekend. It's from our uncle's restaurant. Shout out to La Granja. You know what it is. So yeah, we've been doing that for a bit. It's
Seriously, that's not a hometown restaurant.
Yeah, it is, man.
It is for him. Okay.
They're all across Florida. He's right.
Okay.
He's right. But you know what? You still got to support your local businesses either way, and that's family, man. My family's running that business. I don't give a damn.
They recognize them, okay?
Okay, to prove a point about the NFL not giving a damn about the running back position, look at Bo Scarborough. Was the dude at Bama and went 7th round in 2018. Well, yeah, you make a good point. Point.
What kind of impact did he make in the NFL, though? He still hasn't. So it's like maybe it's justified.
Who's the guy, the running back from, I think, Carolina, that he just got paid
Oh, it's Christian McCaffrey, baby.
Exactly. I feel like they're just that his position is evolving. And you saw with his play last season that they're not looking for guys just to run it down the gut anymore. They're looking for guys that can be utilized in different ways and in the short game. And so they're going to run the ball, obviously, like teams like with Derrick Henry and all. But even then, with the Titans, they still use them in different ways. Like I just think that it's in a transitional phase right now, the position, and until they find like a clear-cut blueprint for the position, then we're going to see, I guess, higher draft picks with the running back position. But in the meantime, I feel like Reese made a good point earlier. The tight end is the way to go in terms of finding different offensive pieces. But
It's tough though. Those guys.
Damn you, McCaffrey dating Olivia Culpo. Though. Yeah, well, CJ, if you're McCaffrey and you're putting up those numbers and you look like that, you know what? You can date whoever you want, man. That's all I can say.
John says C-Mac got paid because he's a tight end who plays running back, not because he's a good traditional running back. All right, John, I know what you're saying. He's definitely a guy that is just a great ball player. Like, you get the ball in his hands and he makes things happen. So it's that easy. And yeah, he plays running back, but he can play wide receiver. He plays everywhere. So
and that's what I mean. They're just looking for guys who can do more. And
yeah,
it's
he's too short for a tight end. Yes, CJ.
Yeah, he's kind of short for a tight end a bit, but still, you can still use him. You can still use him. It just depends what the other team is throwing out there on defense. It's just a game of mixing and matching, and you see that in all types of sports now with different lineups, and especially in baseball now, you have guys that just before all you needed to play was like one or two positions and you're good. Now to have a quicker call up to the majors, you need a utility guy who can play 3 or 4 infield positions, and maybe if you throw him in the outfield, he can still do well for you. And then that's the way it is now. Getting more for less. One guy for 5 positions instead of instead of paying a bunch of dudes to play different positions. So it's think of it as a shortcut. But in McCaffrey's case, it's kind of like a cheat code. So
CJ is cracking me up.
Yeah, no, because he's just giving us all our nicknames, man.
Oh no, that's great.
Lurch, Surge, and Jern. Yeah, just put an UR and everything. You're good to go. But yeah, so let's continue on with some sports talk here. CJ, I'm sorry, man, but the news came out yesterday that the Red Sox, the MLB, Major League Baseball, has given out their punishment to the Boston Red Sox for their cheating scandal. And pretty much this is the punishment, which we already knew kind of already. That the manager, Alex Cora, he's banned to the 2020 season. And the MLB says that the main culprit of all this was the video operator. Now, they didn't give out the name of the video operator, but that kind of makes sense because the way the Red Sox were treating us was they were using the little booth that they had for replays, and there's somebody operating in there, and they would use that to look at the game live. Because when we watch at home, there's a bit of a delay, like a couple seconds, but still enough, to not have an effect on the live game. So obviously that was a huge factor of the cheating scandal for the Red Sox. And Alex Cora was also the bench coach for the Astros in 2017, and we know what happened to the Astros a few months ago. And also the Red Sox lose their 2020 second round pick. Oh, well. If you think about it, it was another slap on the wrist. And I'm not going to, continue with this talk about what needs to be the punishment, but all I'm going to say is there needs to be more. But I feel like the tone is set. Now everyone's on notice that hey, we're going to catch you doing this one way or another, whether it's someone ratting you out or it's just through the obvious of banging on a trash can, we're going to find out, and that's the way it is. CJ, they're going to buy their players anyways. They don't need to draft. Well, just depends on if you're a small market team or it depends if you're a small market team in any sport, you teams rely on the draft. Now,
I get what he means, though.
It takes time for some players to evolve and to find their groove in the game, especially on the professional level compared to the collegiate or the minor league level. But they're gonna buy their,
they will.
We're talking about the Red Sox, yeah.
They will. But right now, they could. I mean, that second round pick in baseball, I feel like just because there's so many rounds that maybe a second round pick's not a big deal.
You can find a lot of good gems though in the lower levels of the draft as well.
Yeah, you can get a good player to develop in the second round. I mean, I think CJ's right. I don't think it's as big a deal for the Red Sox, but I mean, they had to do something
because they're a large market team that can, like CJ said, attract free agents still with the name, with the brand, and obviously they've been winning. They've been winning the last few years. So I agree with you, CJ. The Rays, they're obviously one of the smallest markets teams in the MLB, and they do a hell of a job grooming their prospects. And at the same time, I've noticed in recent years that the Rays, they get these mid-tier, low-tier free agents, and they just retool their careers. They give them more life, and then obviously they trade them because they can't afford them anymore, and then they continue with that cycle. But it seems like the Rays, the Marlins, the Oakland A's, they rely on the draft, and fans don't like it sometimes because it takes so long for some of these players to finally make it to the highest level, and sometimes they don't. So it's just the way it is. But yeah, I feel like it's a slap on the wrist for the Red Sox. But I feel like the cheating scenario, especially with technology, which is what the MLB wants to emphasize a lot now, I feel like that's done. I feel like everyone, and I feel like this isn't going to be as a prolonged thing compared to the steroid era that was probably a decade long.
That's true. I mean, the thing is I don't. Baseball's killing me because this should be going on right now. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Jacob hasn't started trashing us for talking about baseball. He's the biggest baseball hater I know, but
don't encourage him.
Yeah, I know. I'm just waiting for it to come. That's what I'm thinking. He's probably just watching the draft. But it's killing me, man. There should be baseball on. We should have the NBA season wrapping up right now.
Yeah, the playoffs already started.
The chase for the cup. In the
Stanley's Cup.
Finals. Yeah, I mean, it's the old Stanley's Cup that should be going on right now, and it's killing me. It's not, but the draft is what I guess we have. That's the only satisfaction, and then I guess UFC. They say they got an event going on in y'all's neck of the woods, in Jacksonville. You don't show up though, you can't get in.
Don't get me started with Jacksonville right now, man. Like them opening up the beaches and stuff. Jesus, man. I'm like, what?
They're gonna have a UFC event there, man. On May 9th. They have it set and everything. They're going to have an event there.
I was still rooting for Fight Island, man.
I mean, I think they might try and pull that off, but that would be awesome. I want to see some Fight Island. Here we go. Okay. Jalen Hurts to Philly, wanted James Morgan as the backup. Interesting. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be a good pick, to be honest. I think he's going to be good. Oh, what's up, Tony?
What's up, Anthony, dude? But yeah, Jalen Hurts to Philly. I like it. Man. I think that's great.
It's going to give him an option at quarterback now. And he can maybe make an impact, and so Carson Wentz can maybe just throw the ball. You never know. I think that might be a really good pick for him at the end of the day. I could see him being like a Dak Prescott, actually. I could see him definitely just taking over if given the chance. I don't know. We'll see. I think I like it. It's a good pick.
Like CJ, you make a good point, CB. Yeah, that if Wentz, I'm a huge Wentz fan, but if he does go down, Jalen won't be. It's not the worst thing to happen. And he can get some reps in. He can get some action. And with a solid squad, we saw with Josh Rosen for the Dolphins. Obviously, I'm not comparing his talents to Jalen Hurts. What by no means necessary, but the level of play when you're playing for a solid squad versus, let's be real here, the Dolphins were awful, and you throw a kid into the fire like that, he's not going to perform well either because of protection, offensive weapons around him. There's not much to work with. So if you give a young QB in a solid system something to work with, then he can do something. Now I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is going to carry that team all the way to Super Bowl, but he can, I think, get some wins. But I still, Wentz is the way to go. I still think Wentz is their man.
People forget that man won a national championship as a starting quarterback at Alabama. And he got benched in the next one, but he did win one. So, something to think about. And I think one thing too is him getting benched might have made him a better player at the end of the day. It might make him a better player because he had to deal with that adversity. Obviously, they're showing his Oklahoma highlights right now. He played really well. I'm excited because we're going to get the live react this Bills pick, and so I can totally trash him. But that being said, I think I'm watching his highlights from Oklahoma, and I knew he had a big year, but I guess he looks the part right now. We'll see if he can do it in the NFL. That's the biggest thing is the step up in the quarterback position between college and the NFL is you never really know what's going to happen. Some guys, they come in, they do really well if they throw them right in. Some guys, if they give them a year off, they end up like Patrick Mahomes or even Aaron Rodgers. He wasn't the starter right away. And he obviously won a Super Bowl and everything like that. Same thing, Pat Mahomes took a year off. And then the next year, he is basically one of the better players in the league. And then obviously last year, they won the Super Bowl. So only 2 years.
Speaking of the draft, we've been talking about all these different players, but we haven't talked about the main guy, the number one guy. Joe Burrow from out of LSU going to the
Joe
Bengals.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Okay, so what are we gonna expect, Stevie? Because you're a football guy. Going to the Bengals, obviously not the most glamorous place to go to, but what's gonna happen with Joe Burrow? Is he gonna have kind of those rookie blues going on?
I think Joe Burrow. The thing that kills me is I don't think they're going to have a lot of good coaching. So if they do well, it's because he just is a great just takes over and dominates. Don't see that happening, but I'm hoping the best for him. I'd love to see somebody make the Cincinnati Bengals competitive all by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool. But it's the Bengals, man. They haven't won a playoff game in forever.
And I remember a few weeks before the draft, there was rumors going around that Burrow doesn't want to play for the Bengals. Now I feel like that's just obviously just stuff to stir up the pot and bring drama to to the upcoming draft. But I just feel like even if he did have that type of mindset, that's a shallow way to go about, man. You haven't proven anything yet on the professional level, and that's how you're gonna start off your career. Come on now, you're not gonna win any hearts in your own clubhouse acting like that.
Nice. I really want to see this Bills pick, but I do have just a fun update maybe. Have you guys been listening to any new music? And maybe we can get some live reactions to this, some new music during this whole stay-at-home thing.
Let's take a halt from sports talk for a bit, and let's get some fan engagement here. So yeah, any new music you guys been listening to, or anything any quarantine updates, anything you guys want to What you guys been doing during your quarantine? Bring it up. We'd love to hear from you guys. Any new music,
I do want to say Roses. Is that an album, CJ? Interesting. Or is that a group? I do want to say shout out to Rafa, man. That music video he made was fantastic. I mean,
man,
if I were to grade that, I'm getting an A+. I love the cuts. I mean, I will say you needed more star wipes, but I mean, maybe next time we'll get some star wipes.
I wanted to so bad. I really did, but iMovie did not have my star wipe requirement. But I thought the same damn thing while I was editing. I was like, this needs fucking star wipes, and it would be amazing. But no, I have a newfound respect for Alex and the lip syncing he did for basketball.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure on Premiere it was probably a little bit easier than iMovie because iMovie really fucking blows the big one. But matching up the music with my plan was such a pain in the ass. I almost gave up halfway through, but I knew I had to get my promo video out, So
damn right. No, it was awesome, dude.
Thank you.
I know we're talking. Here comes the Bills pick. Here we go. Live reaction.
Oh shit.
Jacob.
I know a lot of people have been vibing to the weekend recently. So yeah, that's a good pick, CJ. And
I think that's a great.
Rose is by Outkast, man. You're going some old school with us right there, man.
Oh,
I love me some Outkast, baby.
Oh yeah, no, I think I might have to start Outkast next week because that's a thing that I drift away from a lot, and then I listen to.
Me too, man. I gotta get back with Outkast, man.
Yeah, I think it's really good music, and for whatever reason, I don't listen to it enough. So Jacob, I wonder how you're feeling about another defensive end. Yet another defensive end for the Bills. I think this dude's a stud, though, Jacob. You're going to have a great player on your hands. Here we go. CJ says, Adelansdo. I wonder what that is. Is that just EDM too as well? I feel like that's something that I've gotten a lot more into is some soft electronic music just so I can have it on in the background. I've been listening to a group which Jacob actually is a fan of, as well as my other friend Sean. That's where I originally saw it. It's a guy named Emancipator. It's very much soft electronic music, but I think the reason why I like that music is it's very slow. It's not in your face hard, but it's just cool stuff. It's a lot like Flamingosis a little bit.
I love Flamingosis, man. Yeah, that's my jam.
Jacob just commented he loves some Emancipator. Yeah, he's a big fan. I'm a big fan too, Jacob. His newest album is there's no skips. I just let it run. If I need to cut an hour and a half of my life away, I'm just gonna put that on and let it ride. It's good. Dude, have you guys? I don't know if you guys listen to any modern hip hop, but I think DaBaby. I'm a big fan of the new DaBaby album.
I haven't really got into DaBaby, man. I don't know. I'm not against him. I haven't given him a chance, honestly.
I will say for what rap music's turned into, which is something I'm not a huge fan of. It's at least a shining light in a very dark room.
Breath of fresh air.
That's how I feel about that. Yeah, exactly.
How about Travis Scott's new single, man? You guys heard that? The Scotts?
Nah, I mean, that's another thing too. Travis Scott's so hit or miss. Like usually I like his stuff, but again, it's like it's not the same genre of music. I don't think anymore.
It's evolving, man. The rap game is evolving, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, it's a new wave.
Well, I think the producers are finally like actually shining through, like they should have, like all along. I think that was what was driving a lot of it. I wonder what CJ was agreeing with, but I appreciate that for agreeing with me, CJ. I don't know. It's tough because I feel like music's so deep at this point that like you can find a lot of really good music that doesn't even come close to like top charts or anything like that. Like that's what I love about like music right now. The only thing is I feel like sometimes I get paralyzed by all the options I have. So I listen to this.
I get overwhelmed by it too. There's a lot of up and coming people in the rap game, and it's a lot of different names I can't even remember, to be honest with you. You know?
I don't even like rap music's really tough to get me to listen to a new like rap artist. Like it takes a lot. Like it literally takes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's because like I'm like I know the producers, and I'm like, oh, I like this guy's beats, so like maybe we'll give this guy a chance if he can rap. But there's a lot of times where I'm like, yeah, I can't listen to this crap. Like I just can't do it. I'm glad that all right. So CJ says Travis is a hit or miss. I agree 100%. A lot of his stuff sounds the same. Yeah, but it's a vibe. That's why I like Travis. If I'm in like a Travis Scott mood, I'm gonna throw it on. I don't really care what song.
Yeah.
Usually it's more like a vibe. And then CJ also says agreeing to Baby is a breath of fresh air, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, because you know, like I just feel like you said, it's so diluted, the rap game, that like it's a lot of pretty much the same stuff. So maybe sometimes it's easier to find out who's something new, who's bringing something new to the table. And I gotta listen to the Baby, you know, give it a shot. I got nothing better to do, obviously, and that's the point, I guess, of quarantine, is just trying and listening to new things. My aunt earlier mentioned she's been listening to a lot of country during the quarantines. You know, for some reason, South Florida. Oh damn! Hot take by Tony. CJ needs to stop posting shirtless pics. Yeah,
I don't know why. I think I like it. I'm a fan. Keep it up, CJ. I mean, if you got it, keep it.
I mean, our chat room's been turning into a hot take corner. I like it, man. Everyone's going at each other. I like it.
Whew. I love it.
But yeah, country for some reason is a huge hotspot down. Like, there's a huge hotspot down here in South Florida, which it's fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm personally not that big on country. You know, I had that phase towards the end of my time in Gainesville with you guys.
Oh, we know you loved your Alan Jackson.
Oh, Alan Jackson, you know, that's probably as far as I'll go. And Jimmy Buffett. Now, some people don't say that's country, but I'm saying Jimmy Buffett's country in my playbook. So fuck it, why not? Uncle Tony, you're damn right. You're damn right. You know, and speaking of 5 o'clock somewhere, it's 5 o'clock pretty much every damn minute that we're doing quarantine. You know, with all the alcohols being, you know, drink during the quarantine, man.
I understand that one. I love getting the daily snaps of Alex just chilling out in the pool with his what were we calling it?
On his head.
Yeah. Oh god, Jesus.
Oh, drinking the piss water beer. Oh,
that's what it was, piss water beer. I was trying to remember what you called it, but yeah, the old piss water beer in hand, just chilling, not a care in the world, just being like, man, I wish I could go out and hang out with my friends.
Here's something I want to mention, you know, because I was at my cousin's house the other day, and they had a White Claw there, and I love me some White Claw, and they came out with new flavors. They had a watermelon one. I'm like, man, this is delicious. And I told my sister when she went to go grocery shopping the other day with my mom, I was like, get me some White Claws, get me the variety pack. I want some White Claws, man. And then I get a Snapchat from my sister saying we didn't come back home with a White Claw, and instead they bought fucking Chick-fil-A sauce.
What?
Yes, and to make it up to me. It's like, oh, we didn't get you White Claw, but you like Chick-fil-A. Here's some Chick-fil-A sauce. And don't get me wrong. I love me some Chick-fil-A sauce. I love it. But damn it, man, I want some White Claw. I sound like a 19-year-old sorority girl right now. I want some White Claw.
I just want some White Claw.
That's what some White Claw. Have a good time, man. It's been hot as hell the past few days. I want to just like chill in my pool and just drink some White Claws and just call it a day. Yeah, John's right. We can't vibe with Chick-fil-A sauce. You can a little bit, but
that's a different vibe, though.
It's a different vibe. It's a different vibe.
Yeah.
I got your White Claw right here. Listen, Uncle Tony. Yeah, I know what you mean. White Claw. I'm not. I know White Claw isn't up to your standards. I get it.
It's refreshing and it doesn't kick my ass. Other alcohols like make me feel like crap. White Claw, I get like 10 of them. I'm good. Come on, man.
Rocks and claws, baby.
They taste so good
Rocks
too.
and
I mean,
claws.
great flavor. I mean, how could you? I mean, it's like drinking Miller Lite back in the day. I mean, refreshing, great taste. I mean, it's kind of low calorie, I think, too. So there you go.
I've been drinking this beer that my dad got. It's called Havana Lager. That's some good stuff. That's some really good stuff.
That sounds like
I
some
like it.
hardcore.
I like it.
Yeah, that sounds like some hardcore like drinking beer right there. That's a drinking beer.
It's not that I guess intense. It's not that strong. It's very.
No, it's
chill. It's chill.
You just drink them, but you probably drink like 5, 6 of them. And they're like, oh, that's nothing.
Yeah. I think that's enough. That's enough for the night.
Yeah, you're just like, that's a good sixer of me. We're good.
Okay. Now I feel like you guys been seeing the Tacamanguera party. In the chat a few times we mentioned a Manguera party. So for those of you tuning in, don't know
I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that is.
Manguera party is a term that one of our friends, Kramer, that he was CJ's roommate back in college, is one of his teammates on the football team. He visited us when we were in Sarasota. He's from Sarasota. My family and I, we vacationed there pretty much every summer. And we had like a family gathering, whatever. We were all hanging out, just kicking back. And he showed up, and he's like, "Man, this is Manguera party." Now, mind you, he didn't speak a lick of Spanish, and we're a Cuban family, and Manguera is probably one out of the 5 Spanish words he knows. Manguera means hose, so he just called it a Manguera party, and the phrase stuck with it. So every time we party as a family, we have a good time. It's called a Manguera party, and it's become a big hit with my family and stuff. And it's just people having a good time, and it's just a slang Manguera party. There could be more underlying like meanings behind it that I don't want to get into. That could be kind of wrong, especially if you speak Spanish. You can get like Manguera hose. You can get where I'm getting at with like Manguera party. But yeah, so continue with the topics. We love the interaction with you guys. But right now we're gonna get into the Last Dance talk here. Episodes 1 and 2 came out this past Sunday, and then obviously this Sunday, episodes 3 and 4 will come out. So guys, I know Rafa, you've been pretty quiet there, man. I want to hear your take on the first 2 episodes of The Last Dance, the ESPN documentary, the Michael Jordan Bulls of the late 90s.
Well, my friend, I texted you after the episodes last Sunday, and I told you that I wish that I could just binge watch the rest right now. Because
hell yeah.
I feel like maybe episode 1 started off a little slow, but once it started going, man, and the thing is, and I said this a few weeks ago, obviously you know about Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, you know how great he was.
I love both. Michael Jackson's awesome.
I saw your Bill Clinton with the albums picture, and I saw Thriller.
Yeah, man.
There. But no, you hear about MJ and how great he was, and all you hear about is the greatness, 2 3-peats and all this stuff, but you never really, or at least I personally never looked into it too closely. So learning who Jerry Krause was, for example, was interesting, and man, the whole time just watching the episodes, I just wished that he could be there to tell his side of the story, because I'm sure it would have been fucking crazy to hear what he had to say and his little man complex, and it's weird. Like some moments I felt bad for him, and then others I was like, "What the hell are you doing, man?" Like I couldn't believe it. Also, there was only like 1 F-bomb in the first episode. I was like, But then they started cussing a lot more in that second episode with like.
Well, wait till Dennis Rodman comes out.
We didn't even get the worm. We didn't even hear from him.
Man, the thing about Dennis Rodman is he spoke like once in the first 2 episodes, and I barely understood what he was saying. So I hope they put some subtitles on that, man, because Dennis Rodman. What is it? That's it. Like,
he's like, I'm Dennis Rodman. What's up? And that was it.
Yeah.
That's so Dennis Rodman of him.
ESPN. ESPN knew he was like. Go ahead, Rafa.
I also loved getting to learn more about Scottie Pippen, man, the unsung hero. 7-year, $18 million contract, bro. That's so fucked up.
Oh, I mean, you gotta think about that at the time, though. I think it was just like he's a guy that came from a small family in a small town in Arkansas, and
he took the money, which is explainable.
He signed a long deal at a time where like the NBA blew up in the middle of his deal, basically. If he would have done like a 2-year deal, he probably would have made like 3 times the amount of money.
Or even a 4-year deal.
Yeah, or even
the money security.
Yeah,
18 million over 7 years, which is, divided up, it's a little under 3 million a year. And then obviously in the grand picture, it's Scottie Pippen, like how can you not pay the man? And people are not saying this much, and I wish they did. I forgot the owner's his first name is Jerry, but I forgot his last name. But the owner of the Bulls, this was him saying on the documentary that he told Scottie, this isn't a good deal, you shouldn't take it. Fine, he still took the deal. But it's still like, if you wanted to renegotiate, you have to, man. You have to. You're the owner. You have the final say. You are the man with the deep pockets, and you don't even let the man speak. And of course, then he acts like, kind of like a child throwing a temper tantrum, not doing surgery during the summer instead of waiting till the season started. Right? Yeah. That move, I agree with Michael Jordan. It was a bit selfish on Scottie Pippen's part. Was there some meaning behind it and some reasoning? Yeah, I get it. But for the greater good of the team, that wasn't the best, outlook for Scottie Pippen. But, shame on the owner for the Bulls, not even to give Scottie Pippen the meeting. Say, hey, man, let's renegotiate. No, because he wanted to save his pockets, save his money. And I get it. You're running a business at the end of the day, but it's Scottie Pippen, man. Like, he was the best player in the NBA, arguably, when Michael Jordan was out playing baseball. And it was a shame. It was a shame just to hear that. I didn't know about the salary thing. I always knew he was underpaid. I just never knew the money, the actual total.
I mean, the thing is, though, at the end of the day, like it's part of the reason why they were able to have such good teams is because he was literally such a steal on the salary cap that they could afford to go grab guys if they needed them, right? Like, I'm sure that's
122nd highest salary in the NBA. The 122nd highest paid player in the NBA today is Andre Roberson. He can't shoot free throws. He shoots 50% from the free throw line. It's true. Look up his free throw highlights. It's awful. It's horrific. I put my money on CBB at the free throw line.
Dang. I'm not
it's
very
true
good
though.
at free throws.
He's a defensive specialist guy. That's it. It's all he can do. And you can't even bump up his salary to $5 million a year. Come on. He was the 6th highest paid player on his own team, and he revolutionized the point forward position. He could have averaged triple double if he was on a really bad team because the ball will always be in his hands. And you're right, Uncle Tony. Scottie Pippen does look like a gargoyle. He does have a weird looking face, and his voice is extremely deep. It's gargoyle. He's a gargoyle.
I think it's crazy how much his accent, like you hear them when they talk when they were younger, and
right?
They have like really southern, like him and MJ have pretty like good southern accents, and now like you can't even tell, you can barely tell. Like it's crazy to me. Like,
I'm looking forward.
They definitely grew up.
No, absolutely. And like obviously they get groomed for that, to be in the spotlight, to be guests on different shows, and they get groomed for all that stuff. And obviously so, because they're huge icons in their industry. But what I'm looking forward to for episode 3 and 4 is obviously more Dennis Rodman. And because Dennis Rodman freaking manhandled Jordan and Pippen when he played for the Pistons. And they had probably arguably one of the greatest playoff battles in NBA history when he played for the Pistons, and Jordan and Pippen were in their early stages still with the Bulls. And if you don't know about it, the ESPN has their own 30 for 30 documentary with the Bad Boy called The Bad Boy Pistons.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It was and John's right. He can't wait to hear Isaiah tear MJ apart. Now there's been rumors constantly flying in NBA history about the relationship Isaiah Thomas has with Michael Jordan, and it got to the point that they say that Michael Jordan, when he joined the Dream Team in 1992, he didn't want Isaiah Thomas to join. And it's Michael Jordan, so whatever he says goes. So if you don't want Isaiah Thomas on the team, you got it, MJ. He's not on the team. And that's how powerful he was. But yeah, and I get it. That rivalry, the way they treated the Bulls and manhandled them, you can tell that it went off the court as well on their interaction. And now we're going to get to hear Dennis Rodman's perspective on it, and how can you just like join a team in the late 90s after pretty much literally abusing and getting called for common fouls. In today's NBA, what Dennis Rodman did to the Bulls as a member of the Pistons, he will be ejected every game.
That's the thing is, I think with the at least with the documentary, I think one of the coolest things is I get to see all this happen. I was obviously I think all of us were too young then to be like way too young to even remember it. But dude, I didn't realize how crazy good Michael Jordan was. Like, I'm watching the highlight films. I'm like, dude, this guy.
He torched the Celtics, man.
Yes, he literally by himself almost beat him.
Yeah.
Like,
And he made the playoffs with a record of 30-52 and he made it to the playoffs. I have never seen that in my life. I have never seen that.
yeah, that was a bad year for the East, obviously.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
But
And
that's
he's
just
pulling up the
it's
greatest,
so
one of the
funny,
greatest teams
though.
ever. The 86-87 Celtics. I'm sorry, the 85-86 Celtics were one
So
of the
good.
best teams ever in NBA history.
They have one of the, I think all their whole lineup's Hall of Famers pretty much, right? Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, Larry Bird, Larry Bird,
Larry Bird, Robert Parrish,
Robert
Bill
Parrish.
Walton, another Hall of Famer coming off the bench.
Yep,
You know,
Kevin McHale, Tuda.
Kevin McHale, another Hall of Famer, and then is Michael Jordan, and that's it, pretty much. Because Scottie Pippen hasn't joined yet. But yeah, we're wrapping things up here. Our time limit's coming close to an end. Just want to give a quick shout out to Theo Nacho. What's up? He said best. He called us chodes, so that's what's up.
Is that a term of endearment? But I appreciate it.
Yeah, for us it
Hopefully
is. It is.
Okay.
It is. Trust me, it is. And
Okay,
big
good.
shout out to him. We're wrapping things up here on the Let's Get It show. We are so happy you guys tuned in for our first ever live stream. It's been such a thrill talking to you guys, giving all your hot takes and whatnot. Just wrapping things up here. Give us a few more hot takes on the show, and then we'll wrap things up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to episode 3 and 4 of The Last Dance this Sunday at 9:00. We're gonna come back for next episode and give our critique of the next episode. So guys, let's wrap things up here. Final thoughts, final statements for our first ever live show on the Let's Get It show.
Well,
Can I
first
ask
thing I
you-
want to ask.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was actually going to ask you a question as a part of my final statements here.
Okay. Let's hear it.
It has to do with The Last Dance too. So since we were all communication students and we all handled interviews, which one of the people that have already been interviewed would you have liked to do the interview with?
Pat Riley.
Oh, of course. You'd like to do the little 5-minute interview they did with him?
Pat Riley, and him, Obama, and like Bill Clinton, they were there for like what? Not even a minute.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're gonna come later on as well.
There's gonna be more.
I feel like it. You just can't have Pat Riley there for a freaking minute and just say, "Oh yeah, they were great," and then that's it. Like holy shit, we could have said that.
Hey, it's Pat Riley though, man.
Yeah, I get it. He's a busy man and stuff, but I would love to interview Pat Riley. That's all I'm going to say.
That's crazy. That was the one you picked. Go ahead, Rafa.
I was going to say probably Obama, honestly.
Really? I forgot they even had him.
I think it said, instead of it said like former president, it just said former like Chicago like native
fan, Chicago
whatever,
Bulls fan or Chicago native.
Yeah, something like that is like. I guess they don't need to tell us the obvious, but I still found that funny that they had to like qualify, like remind people. Yes, he was. What I call
bull is that they said Bill Clinton said, "Oh yeah, I remember because Scottie Pippen played for University
of
Arkansas, and then Bill Clinton's like, yeah, I remember Scottie. Like, bull crap. Scottie Pippen played for a tiny ass school in Arkansas. Like, you didn't see a damn game probably about what
you saw that gym, right? That gym looked like a high school gym.
It's a high school gym practically. And you mean to tell me that you were there at the games that you saw Scottie Pippen every game? Man, get out of here with that. You just, I get it though. I get it. You're from the same state. I get it. Good for you and all. But and it looks and ESPN looks awesome having two former presidents on the show.
CJ says show at IAA school.
Uncle Tony's right, man. They should have interviewed Jordan's bookie for sure. He had a massive gambling problem, which is probably one of the reasons they don't want to say why he left the NBA in the middle of his prime to go play baseball. I feel like there was more behind it. And I mentioned in last episode as well that there's a lot more meaning behind it than just, playing baseball. I know his father, who passed away, really loved baseball, was his main sport, his passion. But there's got to be more behind it, man. And Jordan was a hell of a gambler for everything. He they even said in the documentary
that he gambles.
Yeah, for sure. And he would do bets with the people working on the sideline, like mopping the floors and stuff like that. It's just like any way to earn a quick buck, he'll do it. And he was known for doing massive like card games on the team flights, and especially when he played for the Dream Team in the Olympics, they would do tons of card games, and God knows how much money was spent playing those games. But yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear the dynamic of how the Pistons formed Michael Jordan in a way, because Michael Jordan was never a weightlifter. He was never really into bulking up, and thanks to the Pistons, he had to bulk up, get tough, get mean to go against the Pistons, who kind of revolutionized the game in a way of the physical play. They kind of entered the 90s with what we know about the 90s today, just like low-scoring games, beating you physically, you know, and that's the way it was. And we can't wait to talk about it more for next episode. And thank you guys again. That's my final thought. Thank you guys again for tuning in. It was an awesome show. Thanks for the draft updates. Go Fins. That's all I got to say. Final thoughts with you guys.
Oh, I'll go. Okay,
I was
cool.
gonna wait. Yeah, I was gonna wait for Rafa.
Yeah, I have a slight delay sometimes, so I was like, should I? But no, man, this is great. I'm so happy so many people showed up. You know, I don't have the most sports knowledge, but I leave it to the pros, and I was thoroughly entertained listening to you guys and everybody speak in the chat. So happy that everybody interacted. And yeah, I hope we do one of these soon, and all these wonderful people show up, and many more.
Yeah, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands. Clean, bathe. I know John doesn't bathe a lot, so yeah, CJ's fine. He takes 4 showers a day. He's good to go. But yeah, just stay safe out there. You know, practice social distancing, all that good stuff. And we're gonna make it through together. You know, the light's at the end of the tunnel already. I feel like we're gonna be back to normal. And yeah, thank you, my cousin Becky, chiming in, laughing at what I said about John and CJ, because it's true. John, you know, has his own way of life when it comes to bathing, and CJ is on the other spectrum of that.
How many times
yeah.
are you gonna trash this man?
Man, I can say whatever I want about them because, you know, our group chats, it's a war. It's a war. Survival of the fittest. And John is one special. You're damn right, Becky. John is one special dude. He's my man. He's my go-to. And that's it. He's my lawyer. He's our lawyer. And thank you guys. We're going to end things here. We'll be back again for another live show. We'll keep you guys posted on when's the next time we'll do a live show. Don't forget, we're on Instagram at Let's Get It Pod, Twitter at Let's Get It Show 1, and on Facebook at the Let's Get It Show. And you can listen to us on Spotify, Podbean, and Apple Podcasts. All right, let's round things off here, boys. Ready? You guys ready for this? And join in when you're listening. We're gonna scream out "Let's get it" after 3, 2, 1. All right? 3, 2, 1. Let's get it! Woo! All right.